Week 4 of the NFL season has come and gone. We had a tie. We had a last-second blocked field goal for my Chicago Bears. We had an unbelievable debut for one Jaxson Dart. We're going to be talking about all that and some Week 5 predictions. All that and more coming up on the Gridiron segment. Welcome back into the Gridiron segment, everybody. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, of course, by Justin. We are going to be talking about all things NFL football. Before we get into all that, I've got to give a massive shout out to our sponsor on this video, Vivid Seats. Look, if you're anything like me, you don't have the highest of playoff hopes, so you've only got a few more opportunities left to see your favorite team. And the way that I'm going to do it to see my Bears is to go to Vivid Seats, the best ticket buying platform on the market. We're talking guaranteed seats. We're talking ticket insurance. We're talking unbelievable prices. Not only that, if you use the link in our description, you're going to save yourself even more money. So get yourself to Vivid Seats. Go see your favorite team and go sit vividly. Now let's dive right into it. I was utterly convinced that Jim Harbaugh's Chargers were just going to run roughshod all over the Giants. And lo and behold, Russell Wilson was just stinking the place up. Justin, the floor is yours. Victory Tuesday for you. How do you feel?
I am ecstatic. And you know what? I did this. All of my favorite New York Giants content creators, I gave all of them $5 in their super chats just to write this sentence. It was his choice, Brian Daboll's, and he was right. He literally put all his chips on the table and said, I'm going to roll with Jaxson Dart. That's the quarterback I wanted. And that's the quarterback that I think gives us the best chance to win. Was it a perfect game? Absolutely not. There are some things that have to be cleaned up, but it was his first start. Did he walk into a few sacks? Absolutely. Did he hold the ball a little too long? Absolutely. But you know what else he did? 7 of 15 on third down, and 5 of those was Jaxson Dart running for the first down. I'm so... with the whole Daniel Jones and Russell Wilson fiascos, whenever we get third and anything above 2, I just assume we're not going to get it. With Jaxson Dart, it's like, hey, we have a shot. And you had that. Unfortunately, we did lose Malik Neighbors for the rest of the year with the torn ACL, which does suck. But that's not going to ruin my mood from Jaxson Dart's debut, which was a major success. But we got to give credit to the real winners of this game. And that was that pass rush. Mm-hmm. Finally, mm-hmm. The pass rush that we have invested 3 first-round picks and almost $100-something million to Brian Burns.
This is the pass rush that we have not been able to stop talking about as well.
Finally showed out. But the stat sheet is going to say, oh, only 2 sacks. Oh my God, whoop-de-doo. 20 quarterback carries. I think it was something along the lines of 10 quarterback hits. You know, Justin Herbert woke up the next morning feeling every single one of those shots. And you know what? I will say, even though he didn't record a sack, Abdul Carter, he's due for a multi-sack game. If you watch the tape, how quick he was getting past all of these linemen.
Oh, he's so close. He just has to finish those.
Yes, he does. But also, Herbert kind of bailed himself out. He threw one in the dirt, and then he got another one with intentional grounding.
Mm-hmm.
So, these 3, Thibodeau, Burns, Carter, did their job. Dexter Lawrence almost got a touchdown. We almost got a thick 6.
I was so hyped. Oh my God. I was like, go, 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 go.
So yes, I'm hyped. I'm excited as a Giants fan. I feel like the playbook is only going to be expanded more as Jaxson gets more comfortable in this offense. I feel like he does make the team want to play better because the offensive line could have just gave up a lot more hits than what they really did. And next week we have the Saints, which honestly, when you see them play, they play a lot better than that 0-4 record says. I saw them against Buffalo. It's going to be tough, yes, but is it winnable? Yes, and maybe we could stack a little momentum going up against the Philadelphia Eagles the week after.
No, I like it. The biggest thing that like jumps out to me about this game is the fact that the Giants had more rushing yards than the Chargers. You don't necessarily expect that all the time, especially going up against a Jim Harbaugh offense. And not for nothing, Omari and Hampton still was able to have a good game. They just were not able to rely on the run game because of the turnovers in the passing game. 2 interceptions on the day for Justin Herbert, one of them by Dexter Lawrence. It was awesome. And
Drew Phillips, underrated. If it wasn't for the fact that Giants are losing games, he would be like instantly recognized as one of the top nickel corners in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And despite the fact that the Chargers had more overall yards and more passing yards, they had a significant penalty yardage. They were really, really inefficient on third down, 25% conversion rate on that. They truthfully just got bullied in this game. This felt like true New York Giants football.
But that's what the Giants do. Like the penalty yardage, let me explain to you what that is. That is offensive lines, and I've seen it in every game this season. The offensive lines know that they have to deal with Dex, Abdul, Kayvon, Burns, so they try to get that jump on the snap, thus causing false starts because they're trying to get some kind of edge.
Anything.
If we could just keep ourselves from falling for penalties, because we do all the time, we would have such an advantage with penalty yardage because of that alone.
It's such a huge it is such a massive advantage when you can quite literally rely on your front four to intimidate the shit out of an offensive line to the point where it draws penalties. It's really fun. Anything you want to say before we talk about a couple more games from the week that was?
Yo, Jaxson Dart's just going to get better and better. And by the way, Scatterboo gonna hurt somebody at some point. Scat about that life.
You remember, I literally texted in the group chat when he was taken by the Giants. I was like, you fucking stole him from my Bears. I was furious. We're 10 minutes in. I can say that now. I realized as soon as I said it, I was like, oh.
Nah, they got rid of that. No, Scat did that. But Jaxson, do not try to stiff arm a player ever again. Especially with your right hand.
That you gotta.
You got that. That's what we're paying for. That and your legs.
That's the program right there. That arm is the program. Moving right along, Kansas City just like turned on a switch and remembered who they were, I guess, and beat the hell out of the Ravens. And I'm just gonna straight up ask it. How do you feel about the Ravens right now? Because I am feeling really concerned.
Something is inheritably wrong with the Ravens. And I think it's just the fact that, one, they're not running the ball as much as I think they should. Like, I think they need to run the ball way more. They need to control it. Yes, I know Derrick Henry has fumbled a couple of times, but at the end of the day, that is King Henry for an actual reason. So that's one. Two, the defense and the way they're playing is not the Baltimore Ravens defense that we are used to. And when you put those two things together, because I don't care that the NFL is a passing league. I don't care that the quarterback is the marquee position. If you want to win games and you want to win championships, two things need to be aligned. That is your run game and your defense. For the longest time, that is what the Ravens have been successful with, their defense and their running game. And now, I don't know if it's a slump. I don't know if this is something that they can bounce back from, but I am putting a huge warning label when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, not just to win the division, but if they can't fix it, they might be on the outside looking in on the playoffs. And that's something you and I would have never said this offseason.
No, there was a world in the offseason where I was like, the Ravens could be my number one team going into this year. I stopped myself from doing that simply because of the fact that the Ravens have this tendency to just fuck shit up, as it were. Woof.
I just want you to remember this. We have somebody who for the last 10 years running the ball has probably been one of the most dominant running backs in the league. Why is Derrick Henry only getting 8 carries? Why is Lamar Jackson running the ball only 6 times? Why is Lamar Jackson only throwing for 147 yards?
The offense is completely stagnated. And someone's going to get fired. Someone's going to get fired over it.
Like,
goodness.
It's insane. And then if you look at the defense, only 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, only 3 quarterback hits.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
No wonder the Chiefs looked like the Chiefs again. All day. Gosh.
Also, yeah, Lamar's taking some shots because the Chiefs got 8 quarterback hits. 8.
It makes you really wonder, like, is John Harbaugh going to be the long-term answer? Like, can they win another championship with John Harbaugh, I guess is what I'm asking.
Oh, we're stepping into Steelers type territory.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like we have a legendary coach who's already won us a championship, but is it past his time to win us another one?
Possibly. The playoff performance in the last few years, and not even the playoff performance, the performance in high stress, like need to have it games, horrible. John Harbaugh is distinctly bad at these like choke jobs, as it were.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's just going to get worse. Like, I don't know. Something needs to be done. A players only meeting. Somebody's going to have to get a kick in the butt to get them going. Otherwise, I feel like John Harbaugh probably has a longer leash than most coaches, even longer than Mike Tomlin. But sooner or later, fans are going to be chirping.
Oh, yeah. Moving right along, because, my gosh, I hate giving compliments to Kansas City. That was more of just us talking about how the Ravens are in trouble. We got to see 5 touchdowns that the Patriots hung on the Carolina Panthers. There was a moment where I was like, oh, my God, this is not anything close to what I imagined a Josh McDaniels offense could be. But man, was it fun. The running back by committee seems to be working. Drake May's rushing threat opens up a lot of opportunities for a lot of different running backs. I think that there's a really strong world where Travion Henderson is going to start edging out Ramondre Stevenson for the lead back position. And on the other side of it, Bryce Young didn't have a great game. He didn't have a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. There just really wasn't a whole lot going in terms of his receivers, because he had a decent amount of time in the not a decent amount, but he had enough time in the pocket and had a fair amount of rushing help. 4.9 yards per carry for Chuba Hubbard, 4.7 for Travis Etienne. The problem was they had to go away from it so fast because of how huge the score gap was so quickly. Give me your thoughts on the Patriots just demolishing the Panthers.
Rob is going to kill me for saying this. I feel like this was less of a good Patriots game and more of just how bad the Panthers are. And I hate saying it because I wanted to see Bryce Young succeed. I was happy he was succeeding last year. Mm-hmm. But they're just terrible.
It's not good.
Like, they are terrible. They honestly, Carolina just has to blow it up at this point. Like, they need a new quarterback, probably need a new coach. You are wasting. I would say Tech McMillan, probably automatically best player on their offense.
It's hard to not make that argument.
Like, you're wasting.
If the Panthers had, like, I don't know, Christian McCaffrey or DJ Moore.
Yeah, if they had those players, Brian Burns, even like,
Wow, that would be wild.
I feel like they would be a pretty good team
They
around
could
that
be
time.
solid if they had they're like probably a Christian McCaffrey, Brian Burns, and a DJ Moore away from being a really solid team.
Yeah, almost like they did have that at one point and kind of choked it all away.
Am I so happy for it?
But I will say, because I wanted Drake May last year. Last year? Was it when he got drafted?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I wanted him. He's doing great. He did great this game. Had an efficient game, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged 12 yards a throw, which I'm always there for quarterbacks to throw double-digit averages. Shout out to the offensive line because only 1 sack given up, 1 quarterback hit.
Cleaned it up.
Finally. And if the Patriots can scoop up some of that, like stack on those good days, maybe we are in for a solid foundation for them.
I think Drake May is going to have a very efficient year. I don't know if he's going to necessarily put up a lot of gaudy numbers, but I think he's going to have an extremely efficient year. And they don't really necessarily need him to pass a whole lot. Like, that's the good thing about this offense, is that they are very deep at running back. They can use Drake's legs as well. So they don't have to necessarily rely on passing to get explosive plays, which that's pretty much what the league is so focused on right now, is explosive offensive plays.
Especially with the Patriots, because that's their playbook, is having depth at running back and everybody's producing. Mm-hmm. I still have nightmares of Shane Vereen in a Patriots uniform to this day.
Oh my gosh, that is fair. Moving right along, because we are already 20 minutes deep on this episode, and it's just about to get worse because, oh my God, the Bears won again. And I'm like, hey, this is pretty fun. There wasn't really a world where I thought we were going to win that game. Like, even after the drive at the end by Caleb, I was like, that was really cool. And it was cool that we were able to run in a touchdown instead of Caleb having to throw it, because DeAndre Swift sucks so much. But he bounced it outside, and because the Raiders just were stupid and didn't cover that because Swift was in the backfield, he walked in for the go-ahead touchdown. Even after that, I was like, what are the Bears going to do? Are the Bears going to be the Bears, or is this a completely different type of team? And then Geno started marching them down the field, and I was like, oh my God, it's the same old Bears. And they line it up for well, at first there was like the Ashton Genty carry on 3rd and 2, and I was like, this is big. This right here specifically feels big. And we stopped it, which we were not able to stop Genty at all game. So that critical moment, actually being able to step up in the run defense, I was like, okay. Then they trot out Carlson, and I was like, And then lo and behold, Josh Blackwell just, and the Bears win. And God, it was thrilling. Another solid outing from Caleb. Didn't start really the best, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And a win is a win is a win. Bears are 500 going into the bye week, and I don't have hope, but I am feeling good about where a solid team should be. I'm not going to overreact to this. I'm not.
Yet. Look,
if the Bears are 3 and 2, I'm going to start saying some shit.
Look, I'll give the shout out to the Bears for one thing. They spotted, and I saw this from numerous reports, they spotted the tell that the kicking team had right before they would go for a field goal. And they read it beautifully. They got the perfect jump, batted it down. Great job. I'm not going to lie, I had no faith in your Bears because I saw Genty putting in work.
Oh my God.
Like, Genty looked like he was back in college.
It looked like college Genty.
Like,
and I was like, how bad is our run defense?
Stance and all looking like freaking Michael Myers ready to come after y'all.
Oh
but,
my God.
But because I like to stir the pot a little when it comes to your Bears. So I I know you got DJ Moore. Is Odunze your new wide receiver 1?
1,000%.
Is
1,000%.
DJ Moore about to be on the trade block?
Potentially. The thing right now is that we have him on such a cheaper end wide receiver contract for a while that I'm like, he's such a good 2. Unless he starts getting disgruntled, then I'm like,
Yeah, unless he starts getting disgruntled. Because I'm only asking because I might know a team that actually needs a wide receiver at this point.
ooh, shoot. That would be a little wild.
Possibly.
Because, like, truthfully, I think DJ Moore can garner a second if the Bears eat some of the contract, a third if they offload the contract to the team.
And we have a second that we can burn. Like, just saying, only because we do need a wide receiver 1 to cover this season and then a wide receiver 2 going forward. So I could imagine a world where it's Malik Neighbors and DJ Moore.
Truthfully,
and then we swift out Slayton.
I think that the thing that DJ would, if DJ would get disgruntled, I don't know that he would go to New York because it would just be the same scenario where once Malik is back, he's the 2 again.
Where? Now I'm not playing. Hoo-hoo, you making money.
That's true. Anything else you want to say about the week that was before we make our picks for the week that will be?
Yeah. And I know we're going to get in trouble and talk about this, but Tyreek Hill suffered a hell of an injury during yesterday's game. What was it? Separated
several. He dislocated his kneecap.
Dislocated kneecap, torn ACL, multiple ligaments. Surgery was a success, thankfully. So now I can say this. Was he excited to get injured?
He was cheering, and it wasn't like Kyle Long getting carted off and like smacking the side of the cart trying to hype up the team. It was like cheers, and he was saying yes, and he wasn't even like, he was saying it up. He wasn't saying it out to anybody. I'm like
I compared it to Antonio Brown, and we spoke about this. I compared it to the Antonio Brown situation with the Raiders when he got the call that he was being released from them, and he was screaming, "I'm free, I'm free." That's like the vibe I got from Tyreek Hill doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But that also kind of worries me for the rest of his career, because according to Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, he says he wants to play next year, but optics is everything in the NFL. So if you're basically looking like you're happy to be injured because you don't want to play for a certain team, there's 31 other teams that see that.
Mm-hmm.
And they already see you have a history of so many off the field as well as some on the field issues.
But do you want to know who was able to handle that the whole time that
Kansas City.
He was on their team.
Kansas City.
Yep.
Kansas City does for wide receivers the same thing that the Steelers do. For some reason, these wide receivers go crazy, but these two teams can deal with them and get the most out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I will not doubt that after this season, we may see a Kansas City reunion with Tyreek Hill, but there's 30 other teams that are just going to be like, yeah, we ain't touching that.
No chance. Truthfully, I think that there was a chance that we could have seen that before the trade deadline this year had that injury not happened. Like, I really think that there was a real shot that Kansas City would have made a move to try and get him back before the trade deadline this year. Talking about another NFC West Thursday night football. Last week was Cardinals Seahawks. This week we got San Francisco and the Rams. This probably looked a lot better when they made the schedule.
100%.
This probably looked so much better when they made the schedule. And like, Brock Purdy has not practiced. Jawan Jennings has not practiced. There's probably a ton of other people that I'm missing and are going to negatively affect the 49ers. And it's at home for the Rams. This warrants very little discussion. The Rams are a buzzsaw right now. They had a heartbreaker against Philly. Whatever. They're still very good at football. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. 27-3. It's going to be bad.
See, I give the Niners a little bit of hope that they'll score more. And that's because, and maybe this is just because Jacksonville kind of tries to lose sometimes. They kept that game close. It was just the turnovers that did them dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still going to say it's the Rams. But I'm going to go ahead.
No, I think the reason that I have it that way is because of the fact that I'm like, Mac Jones under pressure sucks. The LA Rams are going to generate pressure with Jared Verse, and it's going to be really impressive performance from that defensive line.
But I will say, Mac Jones with the 49ers did look efficient.
Very much so. That was the offense he was always supposed to go into.
So give me the Rams 27-20.
That's a lot more fair. I have such little faith. I don't have little faith in the 49ers because Kyle Shanahan is still a very good offensive mind. I have way more faith, though, in the Rams defense.
I'm giving more faith because the last time I didn't have faith for a team, they fucking put up 40 points and tied with the Packers.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Whatever. I'm just gonna be gloating because I'm like, so what are the Packers? What even are they?
Like, how do you tie?
How do you tie? I love it. No, and here's the thing. I want to talk about the tie real quick. We're both on the Rams, so we can shift away from Thursday Night Football. The tie specifically, I'm like, I love it. It's a great reminder of old style football and how shitty it was. And sometimes we need reminding of that because it doesn't happen often enough that you should ban it. That's my opinion. It does not happen often enough that it should be banned. Maybe extend overtime by 5 minutes.
No, it's the fact it was a 40-point tie between both teams. And what really like magnifies this game, because now we're really getting into it, is the storyline behind it. It was the Micah Parsons game. It was, let's talk about the trade, the stuff that led up to the trade that put Micah Parsons in Green Bay and him coming home to Dallas where he wanted to stay. And I really wanted the drama. I wanted him to sack Dak Prescott. I really wanted him to point at that box that Jerry Jones be sitting in and basically flip the bird at them. But we didn't get that.
No.
We almost got it because
that was a fucking
overtime.
tackle at the line of scrimmage and they counted it as a sack, which is sad.
No, his knee was down behind the line. I've seen that played numerous times.
Oh my gosh.
It was a sack. It was a sack. I wanted the drama, but you know what's the crazy thing about it? This makes it seem, again, optics, that Jerry Jones won that trade because the Cowboys essentially played equal, literally, to the Packers.
Mm-hmm. After being terrible against the Bears.
After being terrible against the Giants.
Oh my gosh. I think the one redeeming thing, though, that like no one with a football brain can look at that and think Jerry Jones won that trade because still, without Micah Parsons, the Packers would lose that game because Dak Prescott would have had a touchdown.
100%.
Micah Parsons did not win the game for them because no one won the game. He tied the game for the Pack.
100%. I needed the Cowboys to lose because then we'd be essentially tied with them for third place because I have it in my head like we just need to jump one team in the NFC East. Washington does not have Jaden Daniels, so it's like we could also jump them at some point.
If they don't start shaping up, it's going to be an interesting NFC East. Eagles all the way because, speaking of, we got the Vic Fangio revenge game. Denver going to Philadelphia. I don't know what else to call it. This one's fun from a defensive standpoint. Like, I am excited to watch these two defenses play each other, especially because of the element of the A.J. Brown of it all, as it were. because Patrick Surtain, very good corner. So it's going to be hard to get A.J. Brown involved in the passing game unless you're moving him around a bunch. But truthfully, after the performance from Riley Moss, after, seeing that, like, he had some good moments, he had some bad moments against the Bengals, I think that they're going to just have Surtain be like shadowing A.J. Brown. I really do think that Riley Moss is going to be able to put in some good work against Devontae Smith, but I still take Devontae Smith in that matchup. So I think that the targets are going to edge towards Devontae Smith in this. So what does that mean for the Eagles and A.J. Brown, Justin?
It means we got an over and under for how many times we're going to see A.J. Brown reading a book. He got the word in his hand. I set it at 3. I go with the over. We're going to see it 3 times or more. No, but seriously, if you are a fan of defenses, period, this is the game to watch. If you're a fan of high-scoring games, this ain't going to be it.
Mm-mm.
Why? Because for some reason, both of these teams are struggling on the offensive side of the ball. Like, I think the Eagles' offensive line is dealing with some injuries. I think some of them are banged up. I know Lane Johnson kind of has a shoulder thing going on. The running game is not what the running game was last week.
No.
It was not. Oh, my God. Havana is pooping behind me.
Keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
Keep that in there. That's how she feels about the Eagles. I raised a Giants fan in this house.
Oh my
God. That's how I feel about the Eagles. No. But they are the most underperforming 4-0 team that I have seen. Like, they're putting up the points that they need to, but it's not the dominating Eagles game that we're used to. It's just tush-pushing defense at this point. So, is it going to be a low-scoring game? Yes. Do I still got the Eagles winning? Unfortunately. But give me it 13-6, honestly.
Oh, really gross.
It's going to be that bad. It's going to be as gross as what happened behind me.
Fun fact, tush pushing defense was my nickname in college. Anyways, in this game, you know what? It's going to be a little nuts here. But I think the Broncos are going to win this game. I think the Broncos are going to win this game, and I think it's going to be because of a defensive score. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Bo Nix in the offense right now. I think that can change because it changed last year. Like, they did not have a strong start to the year last year either, and then the offense started picking it up towards the second half of the year. The defense for Denver it's stunning how underrated this defense gets, kind of just overlooked again and again. And I'm like, this is a really good team still. Like, they have a top 5 defense consistently. And because of that, and because of the offensive struggles of Philadelphia, give me the Broncos 13-10. I think that the Eagles are able to score on offense, but I think that a couple of field goals and a pick 6 or a strip sack fumble return for a touchdown, and Denver gets out of Philadelphia with a win. Moving right along, this one feels bad for the Patriots, who just had a really great, easy win, as it were. There's no easy wins in the NFL, but
unless you're facing the Panthers.
They made it look easy. I'll tell you that. They made it look easy. They do not have an easy game this week by any stretch of the imagination. They are going to Orchard Park. They are going to be facing the Buffalo Bills, who the people are talking about, like, when's the next time you can see the Bills losing a game? And they're saying, like, I don't know, maybe when they play Philadelphia in December and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, this is a Bills team that we're all getting to, be a wagon behind. And here's what I've noticed about the Buffalo Bills. Whenever everyone agrees that they're a really fucking good team, and everyone's like, this is the year that is really, really different, they lose a weird game.
You think this is the weird game?
Matt Milano's hurt.
When isn't he hurt?
Honestly, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. When isn't Matt Milano hurt?
He had an insanity run, and then he's just been hurt.
Matt Milano is probably, in my opinion, the best coverage linebacker in the NFL, but he never stays on the field.
Nope. Not a Wilson. The best ability is availability. We learned that.
We learned that if you're watching the 49ers.
I'm going to look. I need to look at what Buffalo has done against the run this year.
Look, if you want the weird game that they will likely lose, it's not going to be the Patriots. You know why? Because the 2 games after that is Atlanta and Carolina. I see it happening in one of those games. Give me the Bills, and it's going to be bad, and I will tell you why. You know what the secret sauce is that leads the Buffalo Bills to dominating the way they do? It's when Josh Allen, as great as he is, does not need to put the whole team on his shoulders. It's when he gets to be Superman when he needs to be, but then the running game gets to dominate on the ground as well. And guess what? As much praise as I give the Patriots, as great of a game that they have this past week, they ain't doing that in Buffalo. In Orchard Park, they not doing it.
Would you like to know how many teams have a worse run defense than the Bills?
Very few, I bet.
None.
Oh, There's they got none. The worst.
They have the worst run defense right now. Ed Oliver being out, Matt Milano being out, obviously that puts it into context, but this has been an issue for a long time for Buffalo, and that's why I'm like, I'm going to look at where they're ranked right now, dead last. Chicago has them beat in a couple of categories, but as far as like opponent rushing yards per game, yards per carry, and stuff like that, Buffalo is really, truly awful. This is going to be a short game. This is going to, like, the clock is going to be moving for most of the broadcast. Give me the Patriots. Oh yeah, no. Give me the Patriots. Give me the Patriots like 24-23.
I'll be honest, Bills can load the box. You know
Bills
why?
could load the hell out of the box, and then Drake May is just going to be bombing shit down the field to Kayshon Boutte. Who's going to stop him?
Here's the thing. Do you know how many teams have a better pass defense than the Bills? None.
It's none, isn't it?
None.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Stop the run. Make Drake May beat you.
You have 8 in the box.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 people are going to hold down the coverage for the whole game.
Knowing the way that New England be playing sometimes that's all it takes.
You got a fair point. They're bringing in offensive line to play tight end, and
they'll catch a touchdown
just to have a 7-person offensive line. Moving right along. I'm insane for that. I'm sticking with it, though. I'm sticking with the Patriots. I don't care. It's going to be fun to see. Moving right along, we have got what I think is a bad game, what Justin thinks is a good game. So I'm going to let you take this one off the bat.
Okay, now, I say it's a good game because Kansas City this past week seemed to have finally found their groove and finally discovered what offense looks like for this year. And we all know how Kansas City can be. We all know how great Patrick Mahomes is. We all know when Patrick Mahomes has his weapons, which he has now with Xavier Worthy back, fully, like, healthy, we know he can put up points and get yards and all that. Here's the problem that makes this game interesting. Guess what? Guess what's one good stat about the Jaguars that nobody knows about, especially with their defense?
What is this?
They have had 3 takeaways in each game this season so far. Their plus minus, I think I saw, was like +9 or +7 in terms of turnovers. Is it Trevor Etienne or Travis Etienne? Which one plays running back for the Jaguars?
Oh
I think
god,
it's Travis.
I think it's Travis Etienne.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just say Etienne, but I think it is Travis. Travis Etienne is putting up numbers in the running game. They do not need to rely on the pass game. Travis, perfect. That defense is doing what needs to be done. They are taking the ball away. They are punching the ball out. They are sacking the quarterback, and they are giving the offense extra possessions. And I love to see great matchups. So if you could give me the prime or at least somewhat prime Kansas City Chiefs offense against what we are seeing in the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, I don't care who wins. I just want a good game. And that's what it sounds like it's going to be.
All right, you've sold me. I'm excited. I'm officially excited for Monday Night Football. I think the reason is because the last two Monday nights, as in yesterday's doubleheader, were both just really weird games. They're like the
we had a
game
game where both teams were 0-3.
Yeah, that was just garbage football on Monday night. So I was a little bit just traumatized from that.
Hot take.
Yep.
Has the last two Monday night games just basically turned into Thursday night football?
Ooh, let's see how this Thursday goes, because this Thursday night football has like classic Thursday night written all over it still.
AKA trash.
AKA trash.
Okay, trash.
At least like when we did Color Rush Thursdays, there was something fun about Thursday night football. There's not even any gimmicks anymore. It just sucks.
Yeah. NFL, I need y'all to sell the Color Rush jerseys. I've been dying for one.
Those things are awesome. God, they're sweet. I'm still going back and forth on this because it's home for Jacksonville. I've been liking what I've seen out of Liam Cohen. And I have a friend who was so like keyed in on Liam Cohen specifically last year during coaching cycles. And I was like, specifically Liam Cohen. He's like, specifically Liam Cohen.
Dude,
and I'm like, okay. It's kind of not inaccurate. It's turning out relatively well. It seems to be a culture shift happening in Jacksonville to where there's accountability. There's, he's yelling at Trevor on the side with a wave off. I don't love out of Trevor, but it is what it is.
He got my respect after stepping to Robert Saleh after the whole comment issue.
Yeah, that was fun. He also, I think it was also the context of Duval that threw me off of him for this. I'm basically trying to convince myself that I want to pick the Jaguars here, and I still can't because the Chiefs are finding a way to do it.
Listen. As much as I want this game to be good,
wait, it's week 5.
I'm still going for the Chiefs. Going for the Chiefs. You know why? Because I said the good thing is the defense of the Jags versus the offense of the Chiefs. I never flipped it to the Chiefs defense and the Jags offense.
That's not a good matchup.
I will never, because this man brought me a Super Bowl in my lifetime, I will never go against Spags ever.
Absolutely not. And I also made a realization that it is week 5.
Yep.
Rashee Rice is back.
But he has to be ramped up. He has to get in football shape.
Yeah.
So probably not this. He's going to play, but he's not going to be the Rashee Rice we know.
They have the benefit of a longer week. That's probably the nicest thing about this. Give me the Chiefs. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game. Give me 28-24. Yeah, that feels right.
24-20.
24-20. I like that as well. Anything else you want to talk about for week 5 coming up?
Let's see. We already talked about, Rashee Rice coming back. We've already talked about pretty much all of these teams. I don't think there's anything on my end besides, Jaxson Dart show coming
Bears
to
are on a bye week. Make sure you keep Ben away from the smelling salts because whatever that was on the sideline was crazy. We got the Vikings and Browns at
That
9:30 in the morning on the East Coast. They're playing over in London, and I'm sorry to everyone in London that is spending $4 per ticket.
$4.
$4. You can get a ticket to the London game for $4 right now. I've got the Cowboys going to New York to play the Jets. Giants and Saints, that should be a nice, easy
actually,
welcome for you.
no. I got a topic we need to talk about.
What do you got?
You know, we got to talk about. I love my Giants, but I gotta say it. We got to talk about the MetLife turf. Like, that thing has been taking people's knees, ankles, ACLs, patella tendons, and it's been rearing its ugly head this season too. Never mind just Malik Neighbors, but you also had Nick Bosa go down during their game against the Jets, and like it's becoming an issue, and it's been an issue for years. Is it finally time that all of these NFL stadiums with as much revenue as the NFL finally make the switch to grass?
They need to. They really, really need to. Buffalo's doing it. Their new stadium is going to be grass.
Yep.
I think it currently is, though. Is Orchard Park turf?
I think Orchard Park is grass, but Josh Allen 100% confirmed that the new stadium would be grass.
Yeah.
MetLife Stadium. Here's the problem with MetLife.
There's two teams. Like, y'all can afford it.
One, there's two teams. By the way, one of your owners for the Jets is literally Johnson & Johnson.
So rich.
No, but here's the thing. Y'all are so incredibly cheap that you're hosting the World Cup. And the World Cup demands that all fields that we play in is grass. So why the fuck are you being so cheap that you are literally stapling grass on top of the turf? Just switch it out. I don't care that you switched out the turf for a brand new synthetic one 3 years ago. My star receiver now has to watch the rest of the season from home because of that.
It needs to change. It's unacceptable at this point. 2025, we should all be playing on grass fields. That's that. We've got Raiders, Colts. Colts are going to beat the hell out of them. Dolphins and Panthers, toilet bowl for this week. Texans, Ravens, could be a good bounce back game for the Ravens, but there is no faith for any kind of long-term success for that team from either of us, I don't think.
Texans, I have a question. Texans fans, I have a question.
Why are you selling off your O-line like candy?
How is a team that is so desperate for O-line help trading one of their O-linemen?
What the fuck? I cannot believe that. Like, when I saw that notification, I was like, no, that's backwards. That can't be. Like, they have to be trading for an offensive line. What?
Nope.
What are they doing?
I don't know. They're throwing away the season.
They are. Titans, Cardinals. Cardinals are going to wax them. The Titans, in the words of their quarterback,
unless Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't put that stickum on.
Listen, let the guy have a career.
I'm trying. He's not letting himself have a career.
He's really not. And God, every day that you must love the Cardinals every day for not picking Malik. Bucks at Seahawks. Did we talk about that? No, we talked about that.
Bucks Seahawks.
Bucks Seahawks is a fun game.
It is, but I feel like the Bucks are gonna bounce back.
Bucks are definitely gonna bounce back. That's a playoff team. That's a really, really good team. Seahawks are. It's getting better. It's getting better in Seattle, and I think it's gonna be a lot quieter as they get better because people don't talk about the Seahawks very much, and I think they like it that way. Yeah. Lions at Bengals. Lions are going to wax them. Commanders, Chargers. Chargers are going to try and bounce back in a big way. Is Jaden healthy? Is he playing?
No, still questionable.
All right, that's going to be a Chargers win, and that's the week that will be. That's all we got for you. That has been our episode. We actually made it even longer, even though there were only two of us. But you're welcome. If you made it to the end of this, that means you're just as much of a sports freak as we are. So you should probably hit that like button. It helps us out a bunch. And you should probably subscribe so you can see even more stuff like this because we just talk about sports. It's a great time. Until the next time, that has been Justin. This has been Kyle. Make sure you're following on all platforms. This has been the Gridiron segment. Peace.